So, Anne, you and your husband are currently living and working in Whitehorse in the Yukon. Another big move for you. When did the move from Toronto to the Yukon happen, and what was the catalyst behind that?
So my husband's company, just for him, got too big to manage from Toronto. So he kept flying from Toronto to Whitehorse, and it was putting a lot of stress on him. And we decided to move. And initially it was only going to be for 2 years. But then of course the pandemic happened, and it was pretty good. It was a pretty good thing that we moved up here during the pandemic. We were pretty much shielded from the big cities and everything that was happening there. So I think it was a good idea.
It sounds like perfect timing in a way. You've moved to Whitehorse in the Yukon. COVID pandemic hits, lockdown happens, the world changes. But what effect did all of this have on you as a person living with chronic kidney disease?
That's a really good question. For me, I think being up here, it had a positive effect on me, if I can say. If I think about if we didn't move and we were still in Toronto, we would be in a tiny apartment downtown. We wouldn't be able to use the gym. We wouldn't really be able to do anything. But being in the Yukon, it's such a huge space. We were able to go on hikes, to go on walks, to help our mental health. And for me, I lost a bunch of contracts I was working on as a freelance marketer and PR. And that was a blessing in disguise, because then I took time to really work on my health again, physical health, mental health, and pivoted into a job that I wanted to do and to develop.
And I love this upcoming part of your story, because I do know that during the lockdown, you delved into your entrepreneurial spirit a little bit, and you started a business that combined two of your passions, which one is, I know, raising awareness about lupus nephritis, and one is your passion for cooking. So can you tell us more about this new business that you've started?
So I started like you said, when I lost my contracts, I started making Chinese dumplings for charity. So I thought, well, I'm not really doing anything. It was kind of the first lockdown wave. So I started making and selling Chinese dumplings for Lupus Canada, so the lupus charity in Canada. And that went really well. I sold lots of dumplings for family and friends, made some money for the charity as well, and spread some awareness about lupus and chronic illness in Whitehorse, which was my goal anyway. And eventually friends and family came knocking on my door and asked for more dumplings, and they said, well, we'll pay you for them, they're so delicious, we'll pay you. And so at that time as well, I was really missing my family back home and really missing my cultural connection to my Chinese heritage. And so one of the things that really helped me was food, and through cooking, through Chinese cooking, specifically dumpling making. And so I looked into a dumpling business. I started an online, it was half online, half in-person course at a place called Yukon here in Whitehorse. They did what's called a business boot camp. That was a couple of months of intensive business boot camp, basically.
Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by Kidney Plugged In. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And while you're at it, don't kidney around, hit that subscribe button right now. It helps us out a ton. If you want to check out the next part in the series, click here. If you'd like to watch other inspiring and heartwarming patient stories, well then slide on over here. Cheers, and we'll see you next time on Kidney Plugged In.